Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday Spot on the Pagan Perspective. This week our question comes from Demon Dream, who asks about starting a pagan YouTube channel. Their question is, do you have any recommendations for someone first starting a pagan YouTube channel? I've been meaning to talk about Mesopotamian polytheism, but getting the word out and planning topics a hypothetical audience might be interested in is difficult. Actually, no it's not, because I'm very much interested in the Mesopotamian areas, specifically around Syria and that region, because that's where my family is from, or part of my family is from. So I would be very much interested in those areas. Anything that you can, give any light to the subject. So, actually, yeah, you have a hypothetical audience here if you make that hypothetical channel. Anyway, recommendations on starting a pagan YouTube channel. For one, topics. Let's see. You can take topics from the Pagan Perspective. We have our blog that if you go into the bottom area here in the nether regions and you look in there, there is a link that will take you to our blog site that Kara has diligently kept up. Between her and Yaka, I think, were the two that did the majority of the work. I hope I'm giving credit where credit is due. I know those two individuals have done a fantastic job with keeping the blog, links up and running as far as what topics were when. If you go there, you will see a plethora of topics from the years that we have been on this channel. So yes, you can take those topics and you can apply them to your own channel. You can take those topics and use them in your own channel. So there's a, how many years now? 9 year, 10 years, 9 years? 9 years or 10 years worth of information right there of topics that you can go ahead and extrapolate and use for your own YouTube channel. Fantastic. Another thing that you can do is talk about your practice a little, give an introduction. Go into different aspects of your practice, such as, do you cast circle or do you not? Who are your deities, and what are they like? How do you interact with your deities versus how do other people react or interact with their deities? How do you interact with them? Do you invoke into yourself or do you not? And if you don't, why not? I know for me, in my practice, I don't invoke into myself. I invoke into either iconography or into statuary. So that is something that is different for me than it is for other people in other practices. So there are things that are differences in your practice that other people have in their practice. So what are those differences? And extrapolate until why you do what you do. What is the why behind what you do? I know that I do certain things in my practice because that is the way that I need to do them for me. And other people may do something different for them because that's how they have to envision for them. So what are those differences and why are those differences there for you? Another thing that you can do is take something that you have a huge passion for, and talk about that. Like for me, I found a passion with divination, specifically with tarot lately. I started out with a lot of pendulum work. I did a lot of pendulum work in my early practice. I have a couple videos. One of my most popular videos out there is on using a pendulum with a pendulum board that I made. And I don't offer those boards anymore, and if I do, now that I have some woodworking equipment, if I do go back to doing pendulum boards, I may put them up on my Etsy site. So more to come on that if I actually end up doing it. But for now, not doing it. So if you go back into my channel and start watching those videos, that's one of my most viewed videos, showing something about my practice and how I do something in my practice is huge with individuals on the interwebs. So you have something like that. How you use something in your practice and why you use it the way you do is a huge part. And it's a passion of yours that you can use in a video series, if not only one video, you can do an entire series on it. Another thing that I found more recently with myself is doing tarot. I love doing tarot reviews and reveals, and so that's something that I've been putting out on my channel for some time now. Now, I not only like to do tarot reviews and reveals, but I also like to do tarot readings, which I do on my channel every so often for giveaways and whatnot, and I do those, I keep them private, and then whenever I do the giveaway, I give the individual a link to the private video so they can view it at any time. So that's always there for them. So you can do giveaways like a tarot reading or something like that. Now, whenever I do my tarot readings, I usually do what I call the Grand Tarot Tableau, which I thought I came up with. Turns out, I must have been like the 101st monkey that did something because somewhere in the subconscious, it just clicked for me that this is what you do. And that's something that I thought I came up with. Well, turns out I didn't. Because apparently Bennabelle Wynn has it in her book, and I found that out after I bought her book. But I thought it was something that I created. I was all happy for myself, and then I saw Bennabelle's book, and I'm like, shit. Anyway. So, yes, if you do something different in your practice that other people aren't necessarily doing, everybody does the 10-card Celtic cross spread. Everybody is doing that, but nobody's doing the Grand Tarot Tableau. So, do a video on how you do that. If you do something different, then talk about it. Like, if I were to make a video on how I do rune castings, I do rune castings drastically different than what any book out there is going to show you, which is basically, you know, here's how you do a spread and this and that for runestones. No, I cast them out onto a table, and the way they fall is the way they fall, and I flip them over and I see, you know, how they interact with one another and stuff like that. I do a very different rune casting than what other people may do. So that's something that's drastically different in my practice, and the reason why is because that's the way I came up with it. So that's at least just in my mind how things happen. Now, my camera is saying that it only has 4 minutes of battery, so I'm going to try to make this very quickly on the rest of this video, and then hopefully recharge before I have to make another video. Anyway, so talk about something that you do differently in your practice that other people aren't doing. Another thing that you can do is go onto the YouTube Pagan Facebook page. Become a member of that. I think it's a secret group thing. Anyway, type in YouTube Pagans on Facebook. Go there. Join the Facebook page. There are a lot of people going back and forth on topics. I don't really interact much on there, but I am a member of the YouTube Pagans. So go on there and see what people are doing. See what news is out there. Do a little blurb on your take on the news. Do your part of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. Go back a few years and do the YouTube Pagan Challenge for the last couple years. They've been doing it for a couple years now, and some of those challenge questions are fantastic. So take part in that. So yeah, there's a lot of things out there that you can do, and like I said, always check the blog and whatnot, and do some of those as challenge questions for your own channel. My battery's almost dead now, so I'm going to say goodbye for this week. I hope I've helped with this question. Until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.